Matt Spencer joins us on Panthers TV talking about returning to the Nottingham Panthers for season 25-26. Another returnee. First of all, Matt, welcome back, and how excited are you to be back?
Really excited, really excited. We had a great season in Nottingham last year. Really enjoyed my time there, and obviously ended off with a great successful end. So can't wait to keep that going and see how that translates into next season.
A lot of guys have said, even without winning, it was a great season, a great room. Just talk me through your feelings about your teammates and how the season unfolded.
Yeah, no, we had a really great group of guys, and I think the best part about it was that we had so many, kind of different types of guys that brought different energies, that brought different obviously skill set on the ice, but also just guys that were interested in different things and have different kinds of conversations. So I mean, I think that really helps when you're kind of building a team together. If you can get guys that each want to perform individually in terms of their own personal success, but contribute to a team goal. That's when you really go to that extra level and ultimately reach a championship. So, I mean, if you can build a team like that every year, and credit to Omar for that, but if you can build a team like that every year, you're going to be in good shape.
When you signed, I mean, it doesn't seem a year ago since we did this interview first time around, but you talked about how excited you were to play in front of the fan base. That was one of your comments. How did that expectation pan out for you to play in front of the Panthers Nation?
It was it was fantastic, and when I got there, it exceeded my expectations for sure. Right from the beginning in preseason, there was a couple games that we were playing, and I'm like, the season hasn't even started yet, and we got more fans than I did in some of the playoff games a year ago. And so it was kind of incredible, and just the way they showed up for fan events and just cheered us on throughout the whole season. I know there's ups and downs in a season, but they hung tough through those tough times with us, and it was incredible to ultimately win at home too, and kind of share that experience with fans who, I know over the past couple of years maybe didn't have that success in the final game of the season as we did this year. So it was really important for us to share and it was just such a great way to end the season.
We'll move on to that a bit more in a moment. But also, I just want to pick up on one of your comments as well about how you enjoyed going across Europe and getting to play different roles, of course, in different teams. After leaving North America, you played in Austria, in Italy, Denmark as well. How much
Yeah.
did you enjoy adapting your game to play in the UK Elite League? And what do you think you learned from last year?
I think it's a little challenging every time you go not only to a new team but to a new a country and just a different style of hockey. I would say the UK is a little bit more similar to North America, so I was used to it in that way in terms of the physicality and sort of the atmosphere just in the games. There's a lot of North American players playing in the league, so. But transitioning and just finding your way, I think there was times earlier in the year where I was, kind of, I wouldn't say struggling, but just hadn't quite found my full potential in the games. And once that kind of got settled, I think I really turned things around for myself and started to be able to contribute more for the team, and that was an awesome feeling. And again, you credit your teammates for that, you credit your support system and the fans for sticking with us and cheering during those times. So yeah, it takes a little bit of adapting here and there, but we have a really good system with the coaches and just like I said, the teammates that we had this past season. So it was kind of easy to figure things out.
And let's just go on to that playoff final success. Just before we go on to the win, what about the weekend of a whole? We often talk about how a lot of North Americans are used to 5 or 7 game series. This was a really intense weekend. What were your thoughts of that whole weekend experience?
To be honest, I quite enjoyed it. It's just like you win and you're in, you win, you keep going. It's a very much kind of like March Madness, if people are familiar with that, with kind of the single elimination knockout. in North America. So it's just like you got to be at your best right from the first drop of the puck. And to be honest, it's a long season. It's a grind of a season. So to not have that really like drawn out playoff experience with multiple series, it's just kind of a quick play well and end on a good note. It was kind of a nice relief actually, just doing four games ultimately with the semifinals, quarterfinals, and the final against Cardiff.
And so to that final, it was just insane. If you ever been in part of something like that, the two disallowed goals in overtime obviously stand out, but the up and down momentum, just try and put that into words.
I think that's where I'm still, I still am thinking about and just can't really believe it sometimes. And I'm just so happy ultimately. I know everybody's so happy that we came out on the right end of that, but credit to Cardiff, they played a good game, and it could have gone either way, especially in the overtimes. So, but no, I've shared that kind of experience and the emotions I was feeling with friends and family back home and telling them about it and watching some of the YouTube videos of the final game. And everyone's just amazed and shocked. And I think for me personally, in that game, I was just trying to do my job and honestly get enough electrolytes in me because I was fading pretty quick towards the end. I think that's the first thing I said to my fiance after when they came down to the bench. She said, "Congratulations," and I just said, "I'm so tired." So, I mean, I think that's the kind of feeling you should have at the end of one of those games. And I was just so happy that it also ended with us winning. So it was incredible. Something I'll remember for forever for sure.
And just finally on that, we were very lucky to get such unbelievable fan support all season, but to see everybody on that Bolero Square when you guys were on the balcony and to see, could you feel and tell how much that meant to everybody below you there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've been amazed with the fans all year in terms of their willingness to hang around for fan events and signing, and it just goes to show you the passion that they have and just the support that they ultimately give us. So afterwards, it's getting late and we're still sharing that moment with them afterwards. I was amazed. It was something I've never seen before in person. So I really like to try and do that again.
Wonderful. Well, listen, you brought a lot of joy, you and the guys, to the Panthers fans this season, and it's great to have you back.
Thank you very much, Chris.